Welcome to I Collect, where I show you what I've collected. And today, Tales of Xillia. Let's move to design, people. Design. Now, when I talk design on games like this, especially box sets or special edition, this is a limited edition of Tales of Xillia. What we have to talk about is we have to talk about the things that came with it and the design of the box in general. So let's start with the easiest part of it. Here's the back, and it shows us pretty much what we're going to get, or what we can expect anyway. It's pretty standard. Here's the side. I believe that looks pretty good. The front is very colorful. It's very well done. I like the animation of it, and I hope that that carries into the game pretty well. And of course, the side is still the same. And then there's the top of the box like this. So let's open this up, and let's see exactly what we got with our Tales of Xillia. First off, there's a music CD. Music CDs are pretty cool. I can't say that I'm a huge fan of them, but I do like video game music in general, and I believe that game music is not the same thing that it was when we're talking like Nintendo tunes or something like that, and I even like some of those, so it's always a plus to receive something like this. The next thing is a Tales of Xillia character art book. It's pretty sweet. Let's check some of it out, shall we? Here's the main lady. There's a whole bunch of her. Everything from expressions and things like that. Here's a guy. Let's flip some pages ahead. There's a Pokemon. And here's a little girl. Guessing she's a healer or a mage, I don't know. Haven't read too much about this. I've purposely kept away from it. Here's an old dude. So that I would be surprised when I actually got to sit down and play the game. So here's an entire, looks like a cast photo type of thing. And that's our art book. The last thing, of course, is the game. Tales of Xillia, and it's pretty much an exact copy. Well, that's a little different from what the back of it was. All in all, I'm going to say that this gets a plus. The design is not bad. It came with a couple items. All the items seem of decent, they seem to have decent artwork. They seem to be well put together. So plus, a little better than the average box that you could buy. Now, let's move on to size. Size, Tales of Xillia. Not that bad. It's pretty much exactly what the other PlayStation games are, except it's a little wider. And that's not a problem. It's in a nice box, it's all tidy, it's all put together, and it's going to go nicely on the shelf. So I have no issue with size whatsoever. I wouldn't say it's an amazing thing, so let's just break even here and let's move on. Let's talk product. Product. When we talk product, we usually talk about the game or whatever it was that inspired the box set in general. Now, I'm going to give you not a review of this game. A review will come later. So let me just say this. So far, I've talked a lot with Shane, and Shane is praising this game as quite possibly one of the best ones he's ever played. The concept of using two different characters with, I believe they each have their own endings, so you have to see both sides of the tale. You're going to have to pick the girl, you have to pick the guy. That's pretty cool that it gives us essentially two games in one. Now, I don't know how well that's implemented, but if it's done right, this could be a really cool event. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a plus, because I know it's Tales, and the Tales series in general should earn a double plus right off the bat. Since I don't know too much about this game, and each game has their own good points and bad points, standing alone I'll give this a plus, and we will now move on. Now we're going to talk cost. Tales of Xillia cost is I paid $60 at Walmart. I got a music CD, I got an art book, I got the game, and I got a download voucher for 2 of the original classic character costumes. To me, that is a great deal. Hands down a great deal, because it would have cost me $60 for the game by itself. I'm going to have to say that, again, that's another plus. Let's move on to my conclusions. Now let's talk my conclusions. My conclusion on this game, so far, 3.5 out of 5. That's not a bad score. That means essentially this is about an average collection. And that's not saying that this is a bad game or that it's an average game. Even if this game is above average, this is a pretty average collector's set. There's nothing really special about the box, and there's nothing really that extreme about what we got with the box. An art book is cool, but the same thing could have been found on the internet just by clicking Tales of Xillia pics. So, what I can say is that this is a pretty average box set. The only thing that knocks it above average, being a 0.5, is that the cost, you may as well just buy this instead of the game, because you get a little bit more and it's going to cost about the exact same. So, this has been I Collect, where I show you what I've collected. And today, I'd say it was worth it.